Okay, let's get started then. So what I normally do at the start of my stream, that still applies. I am going to log back onto my own stream. Yeah. I'm going to review what I've done, what progress I've made since last time, which is 9 days now instead of 7. So, calling a chap called Jason. Oh, I don't know. There's just no way through to this agency really. Very very difficult. Bit of a shame. Bit of a shame. That's just an agent. That's just yeah, for no reason other than maybe just bad at the job. It's Yopa. Not responding. Jacket Foxons, no, there wasn't any need to do that. NW86LE, it was a big mansion, £3 million. I was like, well, can we see the internal photos? And they said, I can't remember what they said now. I think that basically I introduced my delayed completion idea and they said, no, absolutely not on this one, sort of thing. And there we are. Delay completion. It's how you communicate an assisted sale to an estate agent. W12, yeah, so this one, let's have a look. So these are my, oh, I was just in the middle of something there. So I'm just going to go onto my interested properties. Yeah, W12 is this one. Yeah, so my builder's viewed it on Saturday. I'm just waiting back for a quote from him, and then I can make an offer. I offer subject to viewing 1.025. Apparently that's lower than a competing bidder. So now initially say, oh, so I have to offer more. Well, no, I don't. If the numbers don't work, then I don't offer any more. I'd like to think I can offer 1.05, but if I can't, I can't. So there we are. NW3. What was this one? Ah, this one, yeah. Having reviewed it with a potential investor, this isn't the right thing. The reason being that the instability of short-term rentals. Should I still look into it? I don't know. You guys let me know. But yeah, you know, it would be actually the crux of it. What was for me actually, it was his advice on short-term rentals, and also the fact that if we look, whatever it's going to show us. Oh, okay, I think it's another listing that confirms this, but there's no parking space. So how would you do short-term lets without the parking space? I think that would be quite difficult. I think that would be quite tricky. Um, Even contractors and things like that, and work relocations and things like that. I think it would be difficult. I asked ChatGPT about it, didn't I? Maybe it was on my phone. I did get some useful sort of ideas about how to get around the 90-day rule. But it's not my main focus. At the end of the day, I've got to be focused on the assisted sales for now. Okay, the next one was, yeah, I'll just write that down though. Was some interesting stuff on the 90-day rule. Oops, 90-day rule. How to get around it. Renting normally for the rest of the year, but yeah, the yield wouldn't be enough. Connells, yeah, I think they've just emailed me one. HA3. This one was, yeah, HA3. Oh, I think it's gone. Yeah, I think basically they've sold it. The one I was thinking of. Picture 3. Yeah, I think they've sold it. So let's move on from there. Okay, there's one N12 that we found last live stream. So this one I actually viewed in person, and yeah, honestly would like to offer on it. What's this one? Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, so would like to offer on this one. Would like to go in at asking, but there's an issue with the comparables, really. And yeah, if anyone's watching to this point in the stream, please let me know your thoughts. There is a direct comparable for 900k 2025, 2 doors down. Yeah, so you think so, fantastic, and the numbers on that are great. The refurb, even with all sorts of contingencies and VAT, is 100k. It's going to be no more than 100k. I was thinking 102. The electrics have actually come in 3k less, so it's going to be 99. I believe is the absolute top. Most likely 90, but with all the contingencies, everything like that, 99, 100. Yeah. And 700k, 100k refurbs, a few other costs, 900k selling. That would be amazing. Okay, there's a few issues. So this 900k comparable, you can see the style of these buildings over here. They've got a little bit bigger front, and I think it essentially this is 106 square meters, and that comparable is 116. It does include the shed in the back garden though, so I think so. I do have to account for that. So it's 30, 39. This one, I think, just because of the nature of that, it does sort of count as bigger. Yeah, I think this is being counted, but I don't know actually. Yeah, that's actually being counted. 18. Oh no, not in the 116. So yeah, inside is 118/116. Don't really know exactly how that works. And it's a puzzle as to why it's bigger, because I've compared the floor plans and they look identical. But I suppose it counts livable space, maybe. So the cupboard having the toilet in, which we can do in ours, that will help. That's a new feature. And also the kitchen layout here being simplified. Currently in ours there's like a sort of a corridor here and then a door here, and it goes out, and it's sort of like simplified it like this. That would add a little bit more space. And this bedroom might be slightly bigger as well. So there are reasons to believe that 900k would be a bit too optimistic based on that, because it's slightly bigger square meter wise. So I was going off a GDV of 875. But then you come across to the comparables elsewhere, and it doesn't paint such a rosy picture. In terms of 875, it actually paints 850 for a bigger property. So I really need to drill down with the estate agent, same agency, as to why that is. And then 835 with a small property. But I'm not too worried about this one, right? There's a really nice school here, grammar school, like literally 2 minutes around the corner. I do believe that helps the value of this property. Seriously do believe that. This one's a lot further away. And also, if we look at this one, the front of the property was is the back of the property is brilliant, bigger garden, but the front of the property's not refurbished. It's rather old, and just on the outside, I suppose that wouldn't be such an issue, but it really does tell inside that that front of the property is quite old. So I'm not too worried about it falling to 835. But I've spoken with an investor, and he thinks our property would only achieve 825. So, and you know, he would have to put his money where his mouth is, whereas you know, I'm just sort of fighting for a sourcing fee. You know, were it my 100k, would I risk 100k if I believed that, you know, I mean, at 825 with 100k and a few costs, you'd barely break, you'd break even probably. So that's why he won't be risking it. I think that's a very pessimistic view of the end value, to be honest. I think considering this property over here sold for 900k in 2025, this one's a bit smaller. I think 875 is achievable. However, it might not be, and I think the main reason is, what's it? It's this one, the 11 Theobalds Avenue one, which is bigger, and yeah, it's not quite as close to the school, but not a million miles away. And it's bigger. It's got a loft conversion, and it's only 850. My saving grace, and I'm going to get onto the agent tomorrow with this one. My saving grace is it was added to the market and sold in the same day, completed just 2 months later. That's unusual in last year's property market, and I can only think that it was someone looking for a quick sale who maybe was on their system previously. Martin Gerard were able to find somebody kind of pre-listing off market to agree quickly at 850, because otherwise, if this is selling for 850, we definitely can't get 850. It's as simple as that. This is bigger and better than what we could achieve, because our 100k budget most definitely does not. That's strange, isn't it? Going to the toilet in the chimney. Shit down the chimney. North Finchley, away. But yeah, our property most definitely does not. Our referral quote does not include a loft conversion or an extension to this standard. So if I can be confident that this was an abnormally low price, then I think 875 is achievable, and this deal is fantastic because I've got the full quote back and really exciting. Just looking at this, the previous listing, 2021. Looks exactly the same. Don't tell me it was actually listed since 2021. Oh, total floor area 96 square meters. Maybe this was an assisted sale. Apparently in 2021 it was the same. So these works were done before 2021? Yeah, slightly different layout, slightly different type of property. Big bathroom. It's different, it's nicer, and it's sold for less, so this deal is staying in the pipeline for now, but if I'm not convinced on that 851, then I'm afraid it doesn't work. A GDV of 850. Well, I think I've got it up here. Sorry, we wanted to go like 99. But this is the margin of the GDV of 850. And even if I take away the agency fees as deductible off the 700, 26% return is okay for a flip, but as an assisted sale, do you really want to risk 114 to get back 30? No, I'd want to be getting back 50, which is why, I was wanting back and wanting an 875 GDV, and that's the deal I want. 55k profit from 140. Yeah, great. That's the deal I'm wanting to pass on to my investors. Let's see. Slowly getting closer to this one. It's just, yeah, it's just that comparable. It's a bit iffy. That's, in hindsight, perhaps I shouldn't have sort of ignored as much as I did the first time. I ignored it because it was too big. It's sort of totally different type of property, but well, if it's too big, but it's sold for less, then that's a problem. So I shouldn't have ignored it. Anyway, we've got half an hour now. No, this is going on YouTube. That's fine. Human beings yawn, and it's been a long day, but it's all what it's all about. 31 minutes. 31 minutes to find some more deals. Because that was a review of the deals I'm already on to. Unless there were some more that we missed. NW10. There is not to review. This one. Ah, yes, we've discussed this one, and we just think they are still way too overpriced. The comps are about 800, 850, and it needs 150k spent on it. So yeah, that one doesn't work at the moment. We're just going to wait for them to reduce their price. I've already said we'd be in at around 550. My joint venture partner reckons 500. So less optimistic than myself. Perhaps something to learn. Yeah, they are listing that way too high. N3. I've said N3. Ah, yes, we found this one last week's stream, and it literally the day after sold, subject to contract. So yeah, it's all right. Unfortunately, missed that one. What about this one? Elm Park. It's been removed. Guess it's under offer. Okay, there's another one. NW9. Ah, yes, that was this weird one, which I still haven't reached out to somebody who understands plans and drawings, but I think this is just so awful that I can't. I've just gone way past the ceiling value of the street. But I've also, I mean, there's literally an architect a couple of doors down from me. I think I'll set up a meeting with him. Why not? For this end, actually. Other things. Be good to connect with him. But yeah, this one was just ridiculous. Right, so we've got 27 minutes to find new deals. Okay, cool. That's fine. So what I do is I go into... I'm aware I don't sound as bouncy as my normal self. I'm tired today, but it's alright. It is what it is. So I'm on 18th of February. Yeah, I am behind on these cons, guys. What is it, 17th of March? Yeah, I'm a month behind. Let's get going. So these are the notifications that Property Engine sends me about new deals or updates on existing deals. And let's get some let's get through some more. February 26th, we're still in February. Updates, auction only. This is 1. So I say that it's obviously 1. The quantity, quality as well is what we're looking at. Excuse me. And I like doing this. I'll be honest, I'm more in my comfort zone doing this type of thing, analysis, than calling agents, to be honest. I just need to get the balls up doing that more. Yeah, sorry, I'm not writing this one, just remembering that in N12 8AA, the one in North Finchley, need to just question the agent. The comparable we saw that's bigger and sold for less than what we would want it ours to sell for, and asking why that's happened, and not give him any more meat on the bone to feed on. I just want to hear what his thoughts are on that, because otherwise I'll fill him in with why I think it is, which is because it's further away from the school. But I want to see if he brings that up with his area knowledge. Yeah, because like we said, 850 GDV, 26% RI. It's just not good enough for an assistant sale. So anyway, this one that we're looking at in front of us, sold subject to contract. So that's there on Rightmove. It is 740. It's a lot, isn't it? Thought on the email it said 640. Now that was the guide price, and then it's gone up to 740. I see. Oh. I mean, best of luck, people. They're buying that for 740 at auction. How have they fucked up? So it's a 3 bears, 150. Alright, this is a pretty good comparable then. And it's, no, it's not, because it's old. So they're certainly not buying this at auction based on data. Old-fashioned properties in Stanmore, I have to say. Yeah. Old white communities, I think, is quite wealthy. Okay, well, I don't know what that investor sort of hopes to achieve by buying at 740. Geez, that's 740 grand for that heap of shit. Oh no, what have they done? The only way to justify that is if something nearby is done well. I mean, yeah, obviously Stanmore, nice area, the Cannons Park. But 800k in 2023? Well, that's not particularly stunning, is it? 608 in 2019. Why has that been bought at auction for? What are they doing? But people aren't stupid. There's got to be a reason. It could be personal, emotional. Of course, you can't rule that out. But in terms of financial sense, I don't see it. Anyway, there we are. So that's not a quality deal. Next one, negative equity. Yes, these are interesting. These are interesting. I don't think I fully know how to make the most of them at the moment, but they are interesting because someone needs help. This is a really nicely refurbished property. There's nothing wrong with it. they've got themselves into a very bad situation trying to sell that at 8:30. I feel bad for them. They bought it for 900. But I struggle to think what can be done with these properties. I mean, but basically the market just isn't validating what they've paid for it. Now, what can we do as investors? So I'm gonna say interested, just because I am interested in any negative equity property at the moment, really, unless it's too much of a headache. Do I know what to do with it? Here's another one. Yes, I'm saying too much of a headache. 3 million quid. That might be. That might be. Might be. So, oh, what? Oh, it's that then. It's not that. I was going to say that'll be 30 million. God, 3 million quid steep for that. NW3. Okay, yeah, obviously modern terrace house. I don't like it. I mean, why you would want to own that, I don't know. Paid that much in August 2019. Of course it's going to go down in value. It's like any new build, really. Yeah. I mean, there's quite literally nothing you can do with the property. And it's in Mayfair. Fuck's sake. Ah, oh, so bad. Because, well, here's what happened. You know, you got the Russians that pulled out of Mayfair. What can you do? Oh, what was this? So last year, one of them sold for 315. Oh no, that's more right. That's more classy. That's yeah. But this one is a new build one. It's absolutely faceless. £3 million for that. Ridiculous. Feel bad for the person. What can be done? What can be done? Not sure, but I'm keeping it in the pipeline. But I'll keep it as an interested. We'll see. Negative equity. No, I do. No, I won't do interested. I'll just label the negative equities. Check in on them. Check in on them from time to time. And I'm on a course at the moment with Mark Shaw, isn't just started it, who's an expert in lease options and stuff like that. So I think when the time comes, I'll know what to do with them. Okay, reduced recent. Oh, I have to put that on there, don't I? Reduced recently listed. We have 2 properties. Okie dokie. As of 8th of February, they've been reduced. Let's see what's going on with them now. This one's been removed. Oh yeah, I saw this one last week, and it was like way overpriced. The GDV is basically at asking price, and oh, is that why? Because there's land. Is that why? Oh right. Is that why? Hang on, I should have looked into this more. Is that why? Because there's land next to it? Ah, right. Fuck's sake. Missed it last time. It's alright, easy mistake to make. So you're buying the land as well. Okay, therefore it might not be so overpriced and I'm interested. Again, I don't know what to do with the land opportunity. But I know somebody who does. Need to check if the property is still available though first. Yeah, come on then, I'll call that quality. Even though I didn't see it last week. Why not? Because it could be gone already, but yeah. Well, benefit of networking. And I need to book a networking actually. Need to book another networking. But yeah, I met someone on networking who does land, so I'll pass it on to him, see what he thinks. Okay. This one looks to be still on the market. It's only got 5 pictures, gosh, but one of them is a disgusting bath. What I don't get sometimes is they. If you're going to show internal pictures, you may as well show all of them. There are some listings where they try the strategy of just showing the internals, the externals, because the internals are gross. I also don't really get it. You're just wasting someone's time, to be honest. But I get it more than this, where you've shown like one gross internal picture, but not the rest. Anyway, we know it needs a refurb. We don't know exactly which parts and whatever, but we know it needs a refurb. Okay. Okay, we know it needs a refurb. UB6. Okay, right. So, look at the comparables. Oh my god. Japan services rent. Shit. Holy shit. It's listed with 6 agents in total. That's probably the title of today's live stream. What the hell? Why would you do that? They all have the same data. Listing with 6 local agents. Very strange. Right, okay. So look. Okay, let's see if there are some terrace properties. Yeah, like an end terrace and a semi, I think. Fine. Right, okay, so what was our... It was 130, wasn't it? Our square... Our floor space was 130. Well, you know, I think this is a decent enough comparable. It's a modern 116. Lovely. And it's only fetched 730. So that's basically where we could get to. Okay, yeah, ours is a semi-detached, a little bit bigger. Maybe we could get to 750. But, you know. On 760. Okay. Okay. Smaller. Okay. Something to be said about that. That's too big. I'll ignore it. That's too old. That's surely too small, but it's achieved. Goodness me, how was that achieved so well? Separate living. I don't know how it's done so well. It's clever, it's modern, it's small. Well, there's an appetite to spend 760 in this area. It tells us that. Go on, let's see the 5 bed. Right. Square foot wise, this is it. He's better. That's a comparable for me. And again, we're looking at the 750 mark. See, could be some big 3 beds. Not seeing it. So it's 750. At the end of the day, this property would sell for around 750. And unless it's only the bathroom that needs doing, which I doubt it is, then there's a whole lot more that it would cost a whole lot more than the difference between 680 and 750 to do up. Literally can't help myself, my god. So it's one of those where, you know, it's probably 100k refurb. It probably needs to go down to 600 before we can start talking. And that'll be... I'm sorry, what? Did I just do? I was going to say that'll be a big psychological hit for them. Because they've already come down from 7.9... I mean... 900? What's that in the garden? They're having a laugh. 900. I mean, was the estate agent having them on? Pretending it could go for 900. Coughlin Banks, no working view. What the hell? 900k. What? Okay, it's got 4 bathrooms somehow. you know, feeling optimistic because we could give it 700, 750 to 800 if it's done nicely, perhaps. But what were they thinking in terms of 900? I mean, they've even got the neighbouring property that's got a loft conversion. I bet it didn't sell for that much. Okay, not loading, but basically, talk at 600 until then. There is one consideration though. It is one side of a train track, so therefore the comparables that I was looking at, that I hope I saved. Shit. Okay. Yeah, they are. Yeah, so the comparables looking at, okay, most of them are this, but they're not all this side of the railway tracks. The That is very close, yeah? That's incredibly close. Same size, one extra bedroom. How on earth, in their right minds, in light of this, could they start that listing so high? I'm back. This is lovely. 755. This is ceiling value on the street, so I'm not even going to say, or potentially to 800. No. No. Get rid of any HMO investors. That's what they're hoping for. Splitting self-contained flats. Yeah, there's all this hopium. Well, and you know, I just look at it as a flip at the end of the day, and this was added after that property went in November 2024. I just think, what a joke. To list it for 790, 40 grand above a property that's beautiful, just sold down the road. Okay. Anyway, there we are. The market talks, and the market said no so far, and it's still saying no for the last month since it went down to 680. So there is a chance we'll get to 600, but I still think an offer would have to be 550, to be honest. But we could talk at 600. Okay, I've got 3 minutes left. Let's keep it going. This is the tiredness episode, but I'm not giving up any of this shit, by the way, guys. Okay, that's a duplicate. No problem. It's duplicate. So ignore it. Oh, did I label that up? Did I label it? I'll label it as a reduced recent list. I won't label it as interested because I'm only interested when it becomes further reduced. Until then, no thanks. Cash in reserve. Oh, that's a yeah. That's a duplicate. Oh dear, not much quality for cash only reduced this month. Last month, cash only reduced produced me 4 quality. Oh, there's going to be a bunch of these, right? Because with all these different agents as well. So many duplicates. Another one. Back on 5 medium. There's 4 more. We can see that these 2 are already duplicates. Great. And then we're just going to look at Sarsfield Road. We don't like duplicates, right? It's wasting our time. So we're going to look at Sarsfield Road. Yeah. Yeah. Happy with that. Needs a refurb, rewire, everything. Great. Okay. So let's look at the end value. Probably needs about 100k spent on it. Maybe more. It is 72 square meters. It's 85. What's the main difference there? Because it's very, very close. What's the main difference there? Is it? It's a rear extension. And that, for an assisted sale, can be a deal breaker because you just don't have the time for that. But yeah, that's absolutely what the property's needed, and it's only gone for 5.8, 8.2, 62 meters away. That okay? I've straight away. I'll label it as a comparable, but that's immediately lost my confidence in this one. It's yeah. Better than any of the comparables to go. Well, at the end of the day, this needs to go down to probably 400k to make it interesting. It's my timer to finish up. I'll obviously finish up on this deal. Yeah, maximum 600 GDV really. If you did it to super high standard, but also with an extension. Yeah, maximum it's going to cost 100k to get there. So this needs to be 400 to 425k range required for talks. It was pack 5 mile. Ideally, they could sell it for 550. Living in dreamland. Alright, that'll be it for this stream because I don't want to take any attention away from. Having said that, I don't know if there's anyone here. What I was going to say is I don't want to take any attention away from the deal clinic, which is now in the dealers club. Let's see, it's had 2 views. I don't think anyone was here, so then again, I think I do need to get on and cook some dinner, so I think I will stop there anyway. And yeah, always good to do these every week, keep myself accountable. What do I need to do for the next week? So it is find ChatGPT stuff on short-term let. Okay. Voitech, yeah. Fatsmere, that's going to happen tomorrow. And this one passed to Meb. Anyway, we didn't find any great deals today. That's fine. We only had half an hour. I will keep going. The next thing is just to keep going on this week. Catch myself up. I think the goal I'll set is to get to March in these. Get into March. Get into the right month. Get to March on these ones, and I've got until Sunday to do it. And I think that'll bring me some good deals. And that will take us to the next live stream. Right, yeah, 2 minutes into the deal clinic, so I don't want to don't want to disturb them. Fontaine's course is great. The Steel Clinic is by Rent to Rent mentor, so I'm not going to join myself. I don't do Rent to Rent. Okay, right. See you next time, whether that's in a live stream or in a video. My goal is to share my journey, and give tips and tricks over YouTube, what I've learned, and also get feedback. And social media is wonderful for this these days. Although I should get out of the house more. I do need to book a networking. Let me put that in. I mean, it's not even, strictly speaking, a live stream goal, but I'll chuck it in there to remind myself I need to book another in-person networking and not hide behind the laptop all the time. Right, okay. Bye-bye.